If you have followed J-Hope's Hope on the Stage World Tour, you know that after wrapping up each city on tour, he always jumped on Weverse Live that same night to talk directly with fans. It's honestly one of the things that I respected most about him during this World Tour era, that no matter how exhausting the show, he still made time to share the raw afterglow while it's fresh. But on June 14th, 2025, right after finishing his encore concert in Goyang for Hope on the Stage final, he did not go live. Instead, he left a simple message on Weverse. 마지막 공연 함께 해주셔서 감사합니다. 오늘 라이브는 전참시 있으니까 그거 본방 사수 하시고 내일 저녁에 차분하게 올게요. 사랑해요 우리 아미. Thank you for being with me for the last show. No live tonight because there's the manager 전참시 on TV. Watch it live. I'll be back calmly tomorrow evening. Love you, my army. For context, 전참시, which is 전지적 참견 시점 in Korean, or the manager in English, is a popular Korean variety show where celebrities and their personal managers are filmed behind the scenes, giving viewers an unfiltered look at how they handle everyday work, travel, and life on stage. So I watched the broadcast, and I'm glad I did because it wasn't just a casual variety appearance. This episode really showed why J-Hope stays so flawless on stage. Like his mindset, his almost military level routine, and the chemistry with his manager, and his sense of duty to fans all came through, like clear as day, I thought. So here's a breakdown of what stood out to me the most and why this broadcast felt worth every minute for me. So first, how J-Hope's solo tour quietly made history. The broadcast gave fans a closer look at J-Hope's first solo world tour, which is a huge moment in his career. And the scale was no joke. Across 15 cities, he's brought in nearly 500,000 fans. During the show, his manager, Andasor, mentioned just how big the response has been everywhere they've gone. He shared that coverage of J-Hope's concert even landed on the front page of Japan's 3 biggest newspapers. For a Korean solo artist, that's unheard of. So his tour was not just popular among fans, but also newsworthy enough to grab major international media attention. And it shows that even after a military service, Hope's standing on his own as a global main act, selling out shows and setting records that usually take a whole group to hit. Second, how J-Hope plans every second. If there was one part of the show that really proved just how organized J-Hope is, it was watching his tour day schedule play out in real time. He doesn't just plan in hours, he thinks in minutes. A typical concert day goes something like this. Wake up around 9 a.m., eat a proper breakfast, take his go-to pear bellflower syrup, 배도라지청, for his throat, hit the gym at 10:30 a.m. sharp, shower for 40 minutes, check every detail of his casual outfit, then head to the venue. Once he arrives, it's catering right away. Both Korean food and local dishes, followed by a rundown of the set list exactly 40 minutes before soundcheck. 30 minutes before, he does stretches and checks his physical condition. After soundcheck, he showers again to feel refreshed before hair and makeup. Then, about 20 minutes before showtime, he eats a spoonful of wild honey that his mom sent him, and then meditates to clear his head, puts on his in-ears 5 minutes before, and walks on stage right on cue. Even, quick hair and costume fixes between songs are rehearsed in advance, so nothing ever feels rushed. According to his manager, Andasor, when J-Hope asked for a rough plan before his military service, he actually handed over a 3-year outline, like new music, tour dates, Even this very show appearance, 전참시 was mapped out before. And in his own words, this level of detail is HYBE's way of respecting fans' time. He wants every moment of their concert experience to feel worth it. So watching him stick to this down to the minute routine makes it clear why J-Hope's known as the ultimate power J. The MBTI concept, a textbook planner through and through. Third, the manager behind J-Hope's perfect timing. So one thing that really stood out to me in this episode was how well J-Hope and his manager 안다솔님 match each other's personalities. 안다솔 joined Big Hit in 2018, started working with BTS then, and has been J-Hope's dedicated manager for about 3 years, even before enlistment. And he's not your average entertainment staffer either. Before this job, Andasor served as a military police officer and left the army as a captain. And that background shows in every detail. Like on camera, viewers saw how his own suitcase is packed with labeled sections for each item. And his desk is neatly sorted by category. And it's basically a mini command post, which makes perfect sense when you see how he handles J-Hope's tour days. Andersor said himself that he hates being late and constantly checks the time while working. You can even hear him reminding J-Hope, 5분 남았습니다, 5 minutes left, backstage. And it's this shared mindset that makes them such an efficient pair, so to say. Both prefer clear plans, on-the-dot timing, and zero surprises. So for context, in Korea, a manager is more than just a Western manager. They're a personal handler and daily life coordinator, like part scheduler, part driver, part problem solver, and often one of the few people that an artist fully trusts on the road. And in Andasor's case, he runs a tour day with the same precision as a military mission, so to say. It fits J-Hope's structured style so well that that got me thinking. Of course, they're both J's, the ultimate power J team. Like I said, in MBTI, J means judging, organized, punctual, and decisive. And together, they keep each show smooth. And Andasor, kept the artist J-Hope calm and every second accounted for, exactly how J-Hope appreciates it. So it just showed me that HYBE is in good hands. I absolutely appreciated that. Fourth, J-Hope's food moments on tour. Amid all the strict planning, the show also reminded everyone that J-Hope never skips enjoying good food. And these small moments made his day feel more relatable than ever. In Bangkok, for example, he kicked things off with mango sticky rice, mango pop, and bacon and egg toast for breakfast, clearly savoring every bite before the busy day ahead. He also showed one of his long-time rituals, 배도라지청, pear bellflower syrup. It's a Korean throat remedy he always takes on concert days, he says, almost like a superstition to protect his voice. Then there was a fun throwback. J-Hope casually shared that back when BTS had a tour in Japan, the members once ate nearly 100 servings of shabu shabu together. He laughed, saying they really used to eat a lot back then, which is a proof that no matter how disciplined he is, a good meal has always been part of the routine for both J-Hope and for BTS. And fans love this side of him and BTS because it balances out all the intense prep. Like watching J-Hope smile over a simple bowl of sticky rice, bacon and egg toast, or wantangmyeon, wonton noodle, reminds you that at the end of the day, he's just a guy who loves to eat well and stay healthy while doing what he loves. Fifth, J-Hope's way of leading his team. Another side of J-Hope that stood out was how he handles teamwork behind the scenes. He's not the type to just show up, perform, and leave things to others. Instead, he stays deeply involved with everyone who makes the show happen. Before leaving for the venue, J-Hope monitors videos of his own performances and immediately messages the team if he notices anything off, like when he spotted that the dance looked less powerful than usual and pointed it out right away. His manager shared that J-Hope prefers blunt, realistic feedback over polite compliments. He wants to hear exactly what worked and what didn't, so he can make quick, precise changes. And to do this, he set up countless group chats. This was interesting, like one for each team in charge of different parts of his show, and he talks to them directly instead of passing messages through layers of staff. And J-Hope himself said that he does this because direct communication avoids misunderstandings and saves time. It also keeps him feeling connected to everyone working behind the scenes. It's another glimpse at why his performances run so smoothly. He treats the crew like trusted partners, not just nameless staff, so to say. Sixth, how staying humble keeps J-Hope moving forward. Even with all the praise and sold out shows, J-Hope made it clear he doesn't see himself as finished or perfect. In one moment during the show, he admitted that he still feels like there's so much left to learn and do, no matter how many stages he stood on. His manager, Andasol, confirmed it too, saying he's never once seen J-Hope look completely satisfied after a performance. For J-Hope, staying a little bit nervous is part of his method. He explained that when he stops feeling that tension before going on stage, mistakes start to happen. So no matter how familiar the show is, he pushes himself to stay sharp, focused, and just a little bit on edge. This mindset shows up in the smallest details possible. Like how he double checks outfits so returning fans can see fresh looks, or how he tweaks setlist to make each show feel special. It's a reminder that behind the polished idol image is an artist who never wants to get too comfortable and who still feels he has plenty more to prove. And 7. Hints about BTS reunion. Fans watching this episode probably got something they've been waiting to hear straight from J-Hope himself. A real hint at what's next for BTS as a full group. He opened up about how he feels about the other members returning from their military duty. He admitted that he was both excited and a bit nervous, wondering if they would still click right away after time apart. But he quickly added that because they've been together so long, he is sure that they will fall back into their rhythm, laughing and working like always. And when the MC asked about future plans, J-Hope didn't dodge the question. He said that they plan to sit down soon, talk about an album, and get ready for a new BTS tour because, as he put it, BTS means performing. He even sent a short video letter during the shoot, which we saw during the trailer to the next week's episode, saying, "To BTS, we really did our best. Let's make something amazing together again." How sweet that sounded. And it wasn't just a vague PR line, it felt like an honest promise that once the last member is back, aka Suga, they're ready to start moving as 7 again. And for ARMY, it's the clearest sign that the comeback isn't just talk, it's already in motion behind the scenes. So there you go. Watching this episode felt like a reminder of how much quiet work, self-checking, and trust it takes to keep an artist like J-Hope steady through massive tours and endless expectations. like his routines, the discipline he shares with his manager, and that's where the small rituals like 배도라지청, and 석천꿀, the wild honey, and even his honesty about feeling nervous every time. All of it explains why he still stands on stage with the same spark he had years ago, but with even more depth now. And for ARMYs, it was reassuring to hear him talk about BTS gathering soon, and planning songs and picturing the next tour together. Like I said, it wasn't a vague teaser. It sounded like a man who has already penciled in the steps and is just waiting for the right moment to press go, so to say. So, if you ever wonder what makes a good artist last this long without losing warmth or passion, I thought this episode gave a pretty good answer. Whether he's on stage in front of like thousands of people or quietly planning tomorrow's schedule with his manager, J-Hope proves that consistency and humility and a bit of everyday sweetness keeps the show going. And lastly, I would say that if this is how he works alone, it's even more exciting to think about how all seven will be when they are finally back together again. So, alright, before I end this video, just a few more things that I noted from the episode. First of all, the episode included quite a few actual performances from J-Hope's concert in Bangkok. What If, Sweet Dreams, Mic Drop, and Pepsi, almost full versions with their own editing and even subtitles. So I was kind of surprised by that, and I was delighted to see the performances. And the fact that they were included, and the fact that the J-Hope's appearing in this show was planned way in advance, according to J-Hope, tells us that, and the very fact that this was aired on the night that he concluded his world tour tells us that this is supposed to feel like J-Hope's gift to his fans, to give us a glimpse of what he did to prepare for each concert and how he felt while preparing for his concert each night, each day. So that was really cool. Also, secondly, it was great to see Mr. Park Neju, who's a hairstylist, who helped J-Hope's hair look fantastic as ever for his world tour. And I was especially pleased to see him included because if you have watched Jungkook's "I Am Still" documentary, you saw him giving Jungkook a buzz cut before he gets enlisted in the military and bawling at the very end, because for him, he met Jungkook many years ago when he was still a young kid, and then watching him grow into one of the biggest artists in the world, and sending him to the military, and right before that giving him his buzz cut with his own hands, felt really emotional and heartbreaking, which is why he was crying and bawling. So it was great to see him smiling while doing his best to give J-Hope the best hairstyle, so that he looks good on stage. So that was a great moment, personally. And also, this was kind of funny. When J-Hope was meditating right before he goes on stage, he was talking to himself. And in this shot, he was saying, okay, with this opening stage, there's no issue, no problem. I could handle it well. And this reminded me of this short that I saw the other day, where the title of the short says that the only time when J-Hope it doesn't listen to the members, or J-Hope, the only time when J-Hope's tough on the members. This is where, before they go on stage, they do a run through of the set list, right? And J-Hope does his own thing, asking members, okay, with Black Swan as an intro, no issues, right? And the members complain, oh, it's so challenging, or it's so tough. And then J-Hope goes oh, nope, no issue, we can handle it. So I don't know, seeing this kind of reminded me of that. And now, during his own world tour, he was doing it to himself. So, such a perfectionist when it comes to performances. So, yep. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. If you have watched the episode, let me know what you thought about it. Alright? I hope this was informative, and I'll see you again the next time. And if you decide to leave comments, let's stay positive, respectful, and classy. Peace and love. Bye bye.